Why did Adele cross the road?
Why?
To say hello from the other side. See, if you're an Adele fan.
It took me a second. Hey, everybody, live from the On Target Podcast Studios in beautiful Maitland/Orlando, Florida. It's the Tom Squared Tech Talk Podcast with your hosts Tom Jelnick and Tom Craig. Welcome back, everybody, to the T-Squared Tech Talk Podcast. I'm Tom, and I'm joined with another Tom, I want to say generous Tom. He gave me a gift last episode, and I'm giddy as a schoolgirl about it, Tom.
I'm merely T2 over here.
Merely?
Tom 2 here.
You know, I always feel like you should be T1.
No, there is just no way. Nope, don't want that kind of attention. You are the man, Tom.
I don't need that attention either.
But you are the man. There's no denying it. Look at what you've done for people.
Well, look at what you've done for people.
Yeah, well, all the people I've helped is from the closet. You help people get out of the closet and out onto the billboards, if you will.
Wait a minute.
I don't mean in the closet like Tom Cruise in the closet.
Let's rewind that. So tell me about this closet that you're coming out of.
Well, which one is it? It's where is everybody's data? It's all in a closet somewhere,
It's
right?
locked in a closet.
Yep.
Is it afraid to come out of that closet, Tom?
Well, you know what? Everybody's afraid to have it out because of the sound of the fans. You know, we were just talking about the fans.
We should probably not unpack that either.
No. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
Again, not fans as in Tom Cruise fans, and not in the closet as in Tom Cruise in the closet.
Was he in the closet?
I think there was an episode about that.
Anyway,
for litigation purposes, let's steer clear of that one.
Yeah, we should probably, we'll move on.
Yes, well, please do. But you know what I think we should dive into today, Tom?
What do you got?
The cloud.
The cloud. Can you dive into clouds?
You know, I would hope so. We're about to find out.
Here we go.
I tell you. And you know, but a lot of people are afraid to dive into that cloud.
Well, tell me about some of the people that you think are afraid to dive into that cloud.
Well, you know, I found another one this week in my travels here in Central Florida. I found a company that was a little bit leery of the really low prices offered by the cloud. And they thought, you know what? That's too cheap to compare to the other solutions out there. So it must not be the same. There must be something wrong.
So are these people trapped in 1990? Are they selling fax machines? Is that what's going on?
I wonder that sometimes.
Right.
You know, and those are the people that do have that fax machine left over. But yeah, it's amazing that so many people are unfamiliar with why the cloud is so much cheaper.
Well, I think there's a lot, anytime I say the word cloud to a potential hosting client or something here at On Target, it's, oh no, it's not safe. I'm so nervous. It's, it sounds like your in-laws at your house. Like, is this a safe neighborhood?
And although you're right, they're probably not safe in my house, the in-laws. What is safe is our data in the cloud. And let me tell you why, Tom.
Why?
Reason being is that, when you think about a company like On Target or Advanced System Solutions or, pick any other, medium-sized organization, they're not going to have the budget set aside for a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year IT person to sit there watching what traffic is coming and going, correlating all that data and figuring out, is all that traffic going to the right place?
Right.
Are we being hacked? Is this a brute force attack?
Right.
But with the cloud, they're afforded to do that because they have several accounts, right? And only one person watching it. So therefore, we're splitting the cost of that IT guy by not just 10 ways, Tom, but probably thousands of ways between all of us cloud providers, all of us cloud subscribers, if you will.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, I think one of the reasons people are probably freaked out about putting anything in the cloud is they don't really understand. I often wonder if whoever named it the cloud maybe did the whole damn thing a disservice. Because I think, if you take a step back from our world and look at what people look at a cloud as, it's this misty thing up in the air where you're just throwing information at and praying to God it sticks. And I think there might be a little bit of perception problems with the label cloud.
Well, I've often said that if my data center looked like the cloud, we'd have some serious HVAC issues, and we would need some serious cleanup going on. But no, when you think about the cloud, just think about a bunch of servers sitting out in a data center somewhere, and then sectioned off and utilized for different things. Dropbox is a perfect example of cloud-based service where there's a whole bunch of data servers sitting out there ready to hold that data of yours that you upload from your phone and share to your account. But then it goes further. Now that in the cloud, there's services that are provided, security services. That's what Advanced System Solutions provides. Is we look at our clients' infrastructures from the cloud. So rather than paying tens and $20,000 for an infrastructure to monitor your traffic that's coming and going and monitoring all of those computers, you're able to do that from the cloud with systems that, again, we're sharing with the cost with thousands of other people. So our cost reduction is, we saved one client 1,000%, Tom. And you talk about that and people are like, oh, well.
That's a crap ton of cash here, Tom.
And, you think, well, there's just no way. But it's simple. It was an organization of half a dozen office employees and another dozen employees out in the shop. But so here we're talking 6 computers or so, and they required 2 servers, one for file, one for email. So they were paying for support with an IT company for 2 servers, and then, of course, all the workstations and all the other things that come along with that, the hardware costs, the software costs for email software.
The potential downtime when you're applying kernels. Don't you have to you do kernels, right? Isn't kernels a thing with your PC servers?
It's only popcorn as I'm waiting them to update. Those are the only kernels that I'm familiar with these days.
Nice.
But no, it's all those, and you're right. It's the downtime. It's every time the internet goes down, we're down. Every time the power goes down, we're down. But now we took their 2 servers and we offloaded that to the cloud, Microsoft Office 365 to be exact. I'd like to repeat that, Microsoft, and there again, Tom. But
sorry about
saving people money, not charging them too much.
Right.
But no. So all joking aside, we saved that company 1,000% on IT support costs per year.
It's a no-brainer, and I think I always hear. I worry about my data being insecure in the cloud. And let me put things in perspective on that. And on Target, and I'll share a story. About 3 or 4 years ago, we did, before I saw the light, Tom, we had a towering inferno, if you will, of a PC, God forbid, that was actually in my space sucking up oxygen.
Now I know why you're so bitter.
I am bitter. But no. So running this thing and you could, it was like a damn jet engine running in the closet.
It is.
So the headaches, the hiccups on the power, it takes 15 minutes for it to reboot. It's all about productivity. Did I feel safer with my content being secured on the server here as opposed to in the cloud? The honest answer, no. I feel more secure with it being in the cloud because I'm paying Google, or in my case, or your Microsoft, the Antichrist, to actually store and keep my stuff secure. So imagine if they do have a breach, what's going to happen to their bottom line?
Boy, you know it.
Yeah, they're in deep, you know what, Tom?
Absolutely. And that's, again, On Target doesn't have a $50,000 a year budget just for intrusion prevention systems.
Right. We allocate that towards coffee.
Pure Grind coffee.
I had a crap time.
And rightfully so.
Right.
And you're getting your money's worth there, I can
damn
tell you,
straight.
unlike the Apple products. But that to say, Tom, that the intrusion prevention system is really the thing that correlates all the data. Okay, so if it sees that data is being pulled from a folder, whereas normally there's not that much data being pulled from a folder, or from many different accounts, they're trying to log into a particular account. It takes all this data and puts it together to say, hey, I think there's something up here. And that raises a red flag, and it has one of their technicians at either Google, Microsoft, or wherever look into the issue. Whereas if that were to happen to any small or medium business, where they've got a brute force attack going, or somebody is trickling trying to get in with a very slow hacking attempt, therefore not raising red flags on the firewall, you know, we don't have that kind of money to give that insight. So that's where all that valuable security comes from, the cloud, and it's much more secure there with somebody watching it with their asses on the line, if you will.
Absolutely, yeah. Think about the tons of engineers that they have to hire to sit there and babysit the stuff, and that's exactly what's happening. I sleep way better at night. And here's the other obvious benefit of this: like running a business. If I need to go down to FedEx to get something printed and I forgot my thumb drive, I can pull it up on my phone, go to my drive, and email the file directly right from my phone.
Or even worse.
My Apple iPhone, by the way, Tom.
Even worse, you're traveling or you're at a client site and your power cord is back at the office for the laptop. That is. And you've only got a little bit of time left to get that data. But by having it in the cloud, as long as you're at a computer that's connected to the internet, and as long as you have your credentials to get in, then you can access your data from anywhere. And that's worth its weight in gold.
I think so too. Improves productivity, peace of mind. But let's be devil's advocate here. What are some possible downsides that you've seen with the cloud since you've been utilizing it?
Well, one of the things is people put a little bit too much trust into the cloud. So if you have Google, if you have Microsoft, pick your beast, and you're using that as your data retention, but you're not backing up that data, then you might be in for a bit of surprise if you go to restore data and it's not there.
Yeah, and haven't you been down this road once?
So here's a story for you, Tom.
Hit us up.
I had a client that called me and said that they had hit something on their iPhone. Okay, and you think they'd pressed
like they ran into a deer?
Exactly. Well, I tell you, that's about the only thing it's good for is throwing it at something. But the point being, the in-laws especially. Point being, Tom, that we had gotten the call that human error had allowed this person to eliminate all of their contacts. Now, this person was the president of a security company, which actually makes this that much funnier. But he was able to wipe out the 2,500 contacts in his account. So therefore, all those text messages, no more names associated, just numbers.
Oh my gosh.
Every time a phone call rang, no idea to tell who's calling. Is this spam or is
it the in-laws?
Is it the in-laws or is it somebody you want to talk to?
Right.
Or
is it Mitchell from the Mac store?
Don't have that number.
You should. Speed dial.
Yeah, I tell you. Well, I know I can get it from you if I ever need it.
I got it on speed dial.
But he lost all those contacts, Tom. Right. And we called Microsoft because they said, "Don't worry, we back up your data. We've got 30 days retention. You're fine." Well, when we went to restore the data,
did the phone call crash?
I tell you, it may as well have for what happened, because they told us that they couldn't restore the data.
Okay.
And you look back at your retention, you look back at those 30 days, and all backups from all 30 days were gone.
Holy crap.
And
that's terrifying
that's a little shocking to see, but fortunately now I do have to give credit where credit's due. Microsoft was able to get that back for us.
Did they call Apple?
It took 5 days.
Yeah.
And what president of a company can go 5 days without his contacts? Not being able to email, not being able to call, not being able to text. So had he had a third-party solution in place prior to his doing that, he could have had all that data restored in a matter of minutes, well under an hour. But instead, it took 5 days because of the lack of planning and the trust that he had put in keeping your data in a single place. So that's why, we'll back up a little bit, go to that 3-2-1 rule of backing up your data. Make sure you have 3 copies of it in 2 different places, with 1 being off-site. Right. But the 2 different places is the key failure point of what happened here. It was only backed up with 1 company and not with another. So if your data is critical to your day-to-day operations, putting that investment into the backup infrastructure is, again, worth its weight in gold.
That's some great advice, and business owners need to hear that. No matter how big or small your business is, it's critical critical that you get some type of device or like right here on this table, we have an amazing product purchased at the Apple Store here in Altamont Springs. This is a G-Raid 4 terabyte geek on hardware solid state drive sitting right there, Tom.
I tell you, that is gold.
It's actually titanium if you look at it carefully, Tom.
Well, no, it's worth more than titanium. It is worth, it's kryptonite to the nefarious people out on the web.
I like what you did there.
Yes, it is. It's the security that we need in knowing that our data is in another place. But it's also important that we keep an offline copy. That's why we have one of those at home as well, and we switch it out every couple of weeks.
You keep it in the vault at home.
Or in the closet.
Or So how often do you come out of that closet, Tom, to check on your data?
It's not often enough, as you can tell by my pasty white skin here, Tom.
You are showing a little bit of leg today, Tom.
Spend way too much time in the closet. Way too much time. But let's get off that. And we'll hit the mail sack.
Reach deep into our mail sack.
So,
Tom?
Yeah, I got a great letter. This is Stacy. Stacy owns a small business. Wait, where does this? It says Key Largo. So she's down in Key Largo, Florida.
Okay.
Small business, 6 people. So she wants to move to the cloud, but she doesn't know where to start. She says, her words, I have about 1 billion emails in my Outlook. How am I even going to move these?
That is a fantastic question. Well, one of the first things that we always have to do before we move to the cloud is back up that data.
That's right. Back that data up.
I tell you, because you never know what could happen during the transition. Regardless of the provider, regardless of Mac, PC, you want to make sure you have a solid copy of what it is that you're transitioning to the cloud. It doesn't matter if it's your ERP system. It doesn't matter if it's your email, or it doesn't matter if it's your pictures. It doesn't even matter if it's the pictures of the in-laws.
We can delete those.
I
happen.
Tried. Tell that to the wife.
Yeah,
what happened
true.
to that
That's
data?
valid. Yeah. That conversation goes south real quick.
Real quick, Tom. Real quick.
Yeah, it was on a bad sector, honey. The cluster went bad with the sectors, with the terabytes.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what a damnedest thing.
Yeah.
The cat stepped on the hard drive.
I tell you. Yeah, I've tried them all. But point being, don't even try, Tom. She's going to read right through that. So make sure you've got a solid copy of that backup there, Stacy.
And Stacy, from my experience too, once you've got that backup that my good friend Tom here talks about, it's a lot of these have import tools. Like I know Windows 365 or whatever the heck you people call that, the Microsoft with the window and the thing and there's an import tool built into that.
You're absolutely right.
And Google Drive actually has a very similar tool that'll back up from Microsoft. Now, I want to warn you, I've done this before. If you have a crap ton of email there, Stacy, I would advise you that, it's not a bad idea to do some spring cleaning before you bring all that up. So you want to take out all of those promotions from Michael's Arts and Crafts and any of the other junk that you don't need. I'm not saying Michael's Arts and Crafts is junk. I'm just saying I don't want to be caught.
I'm just saying they send out an awful lot of email.
They do. And I don't need them. You know what I do with them, Tom?
Yeah.
Delete skis.
Yeah.
Gone. Out of here.
Well, I tell you, whoever they've got doing their content marketing is certainly on spot because they keep it coming.
They don't stop.
I tell you. But that's a great piece of advice, and to separate those emails by sender. So you can just delete all those sales coupons all at once without having to worry about, it's amazing how quickly you can whittle down a few thousand just by doing it that way.
Yeah, a couple sorts and a bada bing, bada boom.
I tell you, you've got a much cleaner inbox.
You want a cleaner inbox before you import that into whatever tool you're going to use. So it's worth the time to invest to kill off some of that garbage, some of that spam, some of those. Who's the word up the street? Sears. Sears is sending me like 1 billion emails a day about.
Well, they'd better because if they don't, nobody's going to know about them.
Absolutely. So, so listen. Our advice, clean that sucker out, and then get it dwindled down to what's core, and then obviously back it up first.
Absolutely.
And then pick one of their tools to import. I'm going to warn you, it can take hours, if not 24 hours sometimes, to do that migration.
That's why we do so much of our work on the weekends.
That's right.
Yeah, we do a lot of nights and a lot of weekends, but we kick those off on Friday night. And
It's a party on Friday night.
it
at your
is.
house.
It is.
Yeah.
I tell you.
You guys are living large.
I've
over
said
there.
that 21-year-old Tom would look at 40-plus-year-old Tom and say, "My God, what have you done?"
What have we become?
I tell you, I never would have envisioned myself sitting there watching the screen on Friday night, anticipating all of those email accounts uploading to the cloud.
Getting
It's
super
riveting.
excited when you see that progress bar moving.
When it gets to green, Tom, that is a good feeling.
Yeah, that is an amazing feeling. And when it gets to that blue screen of death, like you see so often,
Yeah, no, I don't. We don't see that in these recent versions, Tom. We've gotten rid of that. But you being on the older technology over there of Apple, I can
Older?
understand why you're
my
unfamiliar
MacBook
with.
Pro is squeaky clean and pretty fresh, Tom.
Well, it does have that pretty color wheel spinning there.
It does not.
I didn't know that Color Wheel actually sponsored Apple. That's something new to me. I didn't learn till today. So,
Tom, you had a bad joke you wanted to share with us. Speaking of bad information,
well,
you're
I was
delivering.
looking at my Dell here earlier, and I always think of Adele when I look at the Dell. And do you know why Adele crossed the road, Tom?
And on that note, folks, it's been a great episode.
Doesn't get any better than that, Tom.
No, thank you so much. The T Squared Tom, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, Tech Talk podcast.
It's been great.
Thanks so much, Tom. Tom, where can people find out more about you?
We're on the web at advancedsystemsolutions.com, and you can be spotted at.
Well, as soon as Tom gets out of the closet, he can respond to any of your requests, and you can find me at ontargetdigitalmarketing.com. Until next time, folks, thanks so much for tuning in.
Going back to the closet.
He's out. Take care. Bye-bye.
This podcast was recorded at the On Target Podcasting Studio.